guys, this is Klaus from Team Hoshigumi, and today's episode will feature my Link Joker deck that I used for my ARG State Championship. And today's episode was sponsored by Patrick O'Donnell Designs, and he has designed this playmat especially for me. And I'll put his information for his website in the description below. Alright guys, let's get started right away with the main deck. Alright, so the main deck starter is Evolution Starvader Carbon. And then I put a secondary a starter unit in the deck, which is the Dustel Unicorn. In the off chance that you want to lock multiple of opponents' rear guards, you first use this, put it in soul, pull him out. Alright, as usual, the 4 heal triggers. And then just 2 different types of generic critical triggers, followed by another play set of critical triggers. So I run like 12 crits on this deck. And the last but not least, but the most important critical triggers for most if not all Link Joker decks, the Paradigm Shift Dragon. That's only important because it allows you to lock their back row and put that into the top of the deck and shuffle it. I run a playset of the Stride Fodders, a playset of the Unflip Perfect Guard because the counterblast is pretty heavy in CBD decks. 3 of the Zinc, which allows me to unflip the counterblast, and Soul Charge 2 for the CBD's Limit Break 4 ability. And then a copy of Dark Meta Chameleon, just in case you run in it, because it has resist. So in case of the possible mirror match against like Messiah decks or any other obviously Link Joker decks, but also it can avoid it's resist. It doesn't hurt to have it behind your Vanguard to do that 7k boost. Fuck Kagero. My Bay Starvader Volt Line to Omega Lock upon hit. By the way, only works if it's boosting a Vanguard. A copy of Heliopod's Dragon. Now moving on to grade 2s, I played 3 copies of Colony Maker. Then a playset of Starvader Iron. And another key card to this deck, Companion Starvader Photon. Now the grade 3 lineup is kind of funky, and it's I made it more situational, knowing that what kind of players I might be facing, what kind of clans. But here it goes. Well, the staple of the CBD deck, of course, you need CBD himself, so a playset of him. Now the situational cards I was talking about was Freeze Ray. Well, Starvader Chaosbringer is a staple in the deck, but I only use 1 copy of him. And then Blaster Joker. Now you must be wondering, what the fuck are you playing these 2 cards? No wonder you only made it to top 6. The reason behind the Freeze Ray Dragon is just in case the off chance that that's not a chance. Its current meta is multiple attack rear guards and vanguards. So like when I use a Freeze Ray Dragon, upon getting a hit, I get to lock one of the rear guards. Limit Break 4 ability is that it gains 3,000 until the end of the turn if you locked an opponent's rear guard from this effect. So let's just say, for example, Thing Blaster deck or Thabas deck, where a unit can attack multiple. So that one unit can attack multiple times. You get hit by the other unit or that same unit and use his skill, lock it. It kind of crippleizes their deck. Now, I might get rid of this one. The Blaster Joker was against specific players who use like Legion still, like Thing Blaster deck again. So it crippleizes their Legion and also locks the whole entire whole entire field. So these were like situational cards. Now moving on to Stride. The Stride is pretty generic. It's pretty basic. We got a playset of Flagellate, playset of Chaos Universe. This card comes in handy all times. Just know that it specifically requires you to have the card word Chaos in it. So if you play these two cards, it's not going to work to its full potential. It needs to have the word Chaos. And remember that a second ability where you get to choose one of your opponent's rear guards to lock it, it requires that there needs to be 2 or more face-up cards in the G zone. I made a lot of mistake on that when I started playing this deck. And then there's the Nebula Dragon, the Crunch Dragon. Comes in handy because it Omega locks the column. Don't forget, it's Omega lock, not just lock. I've seen people make that simple mistake where they quick read it and read it as just regular lock. It's Omega lock. And then you can chain that off, and if you're smart enough, you can pull a combo with Flagellate. Last but not least is my G-Guard lineup. 2 copies of Demon Maxwell. 1 copy of Screw You, because I like saying screw you to people. And Destiny Guardian. In my honest opinion, Chaos Breaker deck is either it's literally go big or go home, because if you try to think about being passive even one turn, it ruins your success rate of winning that game. And also, I think getting rid of this might be a better option, because I thought of it only to counter against people who use Legion, but more likely not many people are using Legion these days, so I'm probably going to switch that out. Freeze Ray, I might keep it. It's up to debate. I need to test it out a little bit more, but I might keep it due to the fact I might keep 1 copy still, just because of the fact that a lot of people are using decks that allow the rear guards to attack multiple times, and it's a pretty good counter against that. Based on the recent episode, I think the episode number 16, it seems like there's a potential of Starvader team being Starvader deck getting a support, possibly better strides, especially G guards. Bushiroad, you should do it. Cough cough. Because let's face it, I believe that Link Joker requires finally one of those G guards that allow you to gain shield by locking the opponent's rear guard instead of unlocking them or locking your own unit. I mean, come on now. Yeah, and that's about it for today. Just like overall, this deck I think is still in tier 1, tier 1.5 maybe. Debate. Personally, I mean, I might be wrong. You may disagree with me. If you do, well, feel free to do so. But yeah, I believe it's still one of the good decks out there for Link Joker, better than Messiah. And yeah, that's about it for today, guys. Thank you for watching, and give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this deck profile. Have a good one.